The U.S. Public Health Department said in 1976 that only 1.5% of all Americans were actually healthy. Now, I've said this statistic multiple times on my channel, and I'm going to continue saying it because it's very powerful. In 1976, the U.S. Public Health Department said that only 1.5% of all Americans were actually healthy. Now we're here in 2018, almost 2019. And if you think things have gotten better, ladies and gentlemen, or that we're healthier now, you are, buying into a massive deception. Health is eroding here in this material world. Now, sure, we may have material breakthroughs and, scientific breakthroughs and medical breakthroughs. I'm not completely saying that everything in this material world is evil or that it's bad, no. But what I can tell you is that based on statistics, our health is not getting any better as a species. And that's largely because of the culture that we live in. The culture that we live in doesn't really exalt health as a primary virtue that someone should utilize as a foundation in their life philosophy. Health is my faith, ladies and gentlemen. It's my religion to a large extent. Because, in my opinion, my body and the world around me is sacred. I want to take care of this vessel that I live in. To me, it is indeed a temple. It is a magical device. I want to give my body what it needs and my mind what it needs so that it can function the way it was designed, because I've experienced higher states of consciousness through the activation, arousal, and stimulation of the Kundalini energy. It crawled up my cerebral spinal system. It ignited in my coccyx, my pelvic floor. It opened up all the nerves in my cerebral spinal system, in my back. It opened up all the blood vessels. It opened up the meridians in my back and my spine. I experienced the awakening of the Kundalini, enlightening my entire biology, not just my consciousness. And when that Kundalini energy got into my head and illuminated my eyes and my brain and my consciousness, I was given a direct download of information about what it was that we were designed to experience in relation to consciousness. We were designed to experience reality in a much different way than we're currently experiencing it, ladies and gentlemen. Reality is supposed to be hyper advanced, hyper dimensional. We were designed to be able to see the subtle organizing energy fields, not only around our physical bodies, but around the bodies of plants and animals, rocks, minerals. We were designed to be able to perform miracles with our minds, because in an enlightened state, we have complete access in communication with our subconscious mind, which is the it's the key to the law of attraction, is the subconscious mind. Kundalini awakens these deeper aspects of our psyche. This body and this mind is sacred, and we're not treating it in a sacred fashion here in this material world. And if you believe that we are as a species, then you're lying to yourself, or you've adopted the everything's okay kind of, I'm going to play false comfort programming. Now, I'm not saying that it's bad to be an optimist. I'm not saying that it's good to be a pessimist. I am saying that, however, it's good to acknowledge the good and the bad, to be honest with yourself, instead of believing that everything's okay just because it makes you feel better in this crazy world. Things are not looking too good, ladies and gentlemen. And before you tell me that, oh, you're so angry, or why are you getting so upset? I have a reason to be upset, because I've most likely looked at the things in life that you refuse to look at. Certain things in life, ladies and gentlemen, are supposed to get you angry, because anger is a great motivator. Anger and hate are completely different, however. I am not a hateful person. At times, do I get angry? Absolutely. That's a natural human quality. Anger motivates us to walk in different directions. Or how would I say it? Anger can motivate us to change our lives. Anger can motivate us to change certain things that need to be changed, because certain things cause, by default, an individual to get angry if that person has a conscience. I'm not going to choose to ignore things that are evil or bad just because it makes things easier. And I'm so sick of people saying that, oh, all the evil is just a reflection of you, and you need to not judge evil. There's so much mental illness, ladies and gentlemen, in the New Age world. It blows my mind. In the New Age world and in the realm of the occult, there is so much mental illness that if you're not smart, and if you adopt all these fake ideologies that are being pushed here in this material world, then the occult or the New Age world or spirituality in 2018 can indeed drive you crazy. It can drive you, I'm not going to say the word. There is a lot of superstition in the occult. There's a lot of superstition in spirituality. There's a right and a wrong way to do things, and that includes spirituality. But so many people want to pretend that everything's okay. Why? I want to be an optimist. I want to acknowledge the bad so that I can come up with a way to defeat it or transmute it. Oftentimes these things are just unevolved things that just require an intelligent mind to look at it so that we can create a solution. A lot of the bad things in life just need to be transmuted, but you can't transmute something unless you acknowledge what it is that needs to be transmuted. You can't change something unless you know that there's something that needs to be changed about it. In the same respect, you can't create a new pattern of energy if you don't know what the old pattern of energy was in the first place. You cannot change things that are non-beneficial for our health or for this planet or for this world or this dimension, whatever you want to call it. You cannot change things that are non-beneficial unless you know what's non-beneficial about the thing that needs to be changed. So a lot of people, I get the majority of the comments I get on my channel are very positive. They're uplifting. They're encouraging. I love my subscribers. And in the same respect, there's some negative comments. There has to be. To think that everything's going to be good, or to think that you're just going to receive positive feedback about everything is ridiculous. But it kind of blows my mind when people say, oh, you're so angry. Well, calm down. I could see how someone might think that I was really angry or that I need to calm down in my old videos. When I was younger, I was more abrasive because I was learning how to deal with the insanities that I was researching and uncovering on my journey. But I've leveled out a lot, but that doesn't mean that I'm not in any way, shape, or form any less passionate than I was when I was younger. We need to take better care of ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. We need to create daily rituals that we follow, that we create with our own unique creativity, so that over time we can develop willpower from practicing these health regimens. Not only is a health regimen incredibly beneficial to your health, but if you have the dedication and the commitment to exert an influence with your willpower to the point where you do it every day, over time that's going to lead to a profound increase in your willpower. And when you develop willpower, ladies and gentlemen, you create a much deeper and broader sense of self-confidence. When you have the ability to push away all the distractions that are trying to sabotage your efforts, and you continue to go down a path of doing what you know is, when you continue to go down a path that you know is right, regardless of all the opposition, you become the conquering child. You become the hero. Become your own hero. Become like, what's his name? Perseus in Clash of the Titans. Great movie. Go and watch the 1981 version, Clash of the Titans. There's so much symbolism in that. A lot of these stories we can derive a lot of benefit from, these legends and these myths and these fairy tales and whatnot. You can learn a lot from these because they speak in parables. They're metaphoric. We need to become our own kings and queens. We can do things that are so far beyond what the average individual has the ability to comprehend at this current time. And it doesn't make me sad. It doesn't make me disappointed, but I would love to see humanity flourish. But to think that we're going to flourish by just continuing to go down this crazy path that we're going down, while many people just pretend everything's okay, that's not a mature way of going about changing things, ladies and gentlemen. We have to exert tough love. We have to do what's right. And it starts with ourselves. So I really don't care if people say that I'm being negative. If you think that I'm being negative by wanting change and creating change within me and trying to inspire people to change, then so be it. There will always be opposition. I can't expect everyone to agree with me, and that's fine. But this system in the New Age world, the New Age realm I call it, and modern day occultism, which is riddled with superstition, modern day spirituality, which again is riddled with superstition, is designed in a way to make you sympathize with your issues, to sympathize with the negativity. Understanding negativity is one thing, but to invite it in, no. Spirituality will cripple you. It will make you think that it's right. It's a righteous thing to be a martyr. It's not. Real spirituality is about expansion and achieving the things in life that you want, not struggling. So many people out here who are on a spiritual path are struggling, and to a large extent, it's because of the subconscious program that we've accepted blindly about the idea that in order to be a spiritual person, you've got to suffer. It has its roots in many different religions, this programming, and it needs to be removed systematically. Real spirituality, again, ladies and gentlemen, is about evolution, and evolution is about real health, and real health is about enlightenment, and enlightenment is attaining your wildest dreams. It's about living a life of luxury. It's not about living a life of suffering. Go back and look at all the depictions of the Hindu gods and the Hindi gods, Krishna and Shiva, Parvati, these individuals. There's so much Kundalini symbolism in the depictions of these gods and goddesses. One of the most interesting things is all the gold that they wear, in the royalty that they're experiencing, the connection with nature that they're experiencing. See, Kundalini energy, ladies and gentlemen, is enlightenment energy. And enlightenment energy is a very royal thing. It's not something that, I want to experience Kundalini. I got to become a martyr or wander the desert or fast for 40 days and 40 nights. You don't have to suffer to become more awakened, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, you need to learn to, in my opinion, these are just my opinions. In order to really advance, you need to find a path that you love. Healing and expanding your mind should be something that you enjoy. Enlightenment energy bestows royalty unto an individual. It doesn't make you a sick individual who suffers all the time. And I'm not trying to be rude. I'm trying to really remind people that many people here in 2018, and this was started in the 1900s when the spiritual movement became popular here in the United States. There are these programs that we've accepted based on religious doctrines and stories. We've accepted these ideas that in order for you to really advance spiritually or to become enlightened, you have to suffer a lot and you have to be poor or you have to starve yourself. What a joke. What a joke. We've got to learn to reprogram our minds, ladies and gentlemen. Kundalini brings wealth. It brings health. It brings illumination. That's another thing that people have accepted blindly, that wealth is toxic, especially in the spiritual world. Wealth is not toxic. Wealth is just energy. Energy is not evil, ladies and gentlemen. It's what you do with energy. Money is not the root of all evil. Regardless of what people will tell you, if you believe that money is the root of all evil, then you shouldn't complain when you don't have any in your bank account. Let's just put it that way. Let's say that one more time. If you believe deep down in your mind that money is the root of all evil, then you should not complain when you don't have any in your bank account. If money is so evil, then why do you crave it? You crave it because it's energy. And that energy is how you get things done in this world. It's currency. There's nothing wrong with money. Anyways, it is 5:30 California time. I'm going to pause really quick and we'll be right back. But I just wanted to clarify a few things, you guys. Just wanted to touch upon a few things. Create your own health rituals. Experiment with herbs. Research. I recommend looking into the tonic herbs of traditional Chinese medicine. There's about 27 superior herbs that are in a class of their own. These herbs are super tonics. They contain a wide spectrum of constituents that not only are healing to the body, but the mind and the spirit as well. That is what, I get asked all the time, where should I begin? Clean water, herbs, and questioning your beliefs, because beliefs, ladies and gentlemen, are what cause our subconscious mind to create the world around us. And any belief that you accepted, and most of us have accepted false, erroneous beliefs at a very young age from our parents, friends, family, you name it. By age 10, you've accepted many false beliefs and you've accepted them as fact. And when you accept something as fact with your conscious mind, it feeds that information into the subconscious. Now your subconscious mind takes that information, and the subconscious is impartial to good and bad. It's your humble servant. It's a creator. It's the creative programming of the human mind. It takes that information in the form of beliefs and it creates the world around you, because the subconscious mind reacts to emotion, subjective thinking, beliefs, and a handful of different things such as symbolism, you name it. I'm not going to get into it in this video. You can learn more about that on my Patreon page if you're interested in supporting my cause. Anytime you accept a belief that's beneficial, it brings benefit. Anytime you accept a belief that is non-beneficial, it brings the negative repercussions of those things. So, I mean, question your relationship with money. Question your relationship with everything in life. Really give yourself a thorough assessment through critical self-analysis, and whittle out what's good in your psyche from what's bringing you negativity. Change yourself. Conquer complacency. Shake away your hypnosis. Most people are walking around in a state that resembles light to medium or moderate hypnosis. And I'm going to do a complete video. I'm going to do a video on the hypnotized state that people are in here in the near future, because we are actually in a state of hypnosis. I'm not just speaking metaphorically. We are in a state of hypnosis, ladies and gentlemen. We are asleep. Why? How do I know that? For one, I know that because we're not walking around in our Merkaba. We're not walking around in our light body vehicle. We have no ability anymore to see the energy fields around our body or around the body of plants and animals. We have no connection to our chakras anymore, or these very subtle energy systems that, chi moves through our bodies. We don't have a connection to these sacred states of consciousness, which were once the normal state of consciousness that we experienced in an enlightened world and in an enlightened context. We've separated ourselves from these higher states of consciousness, and we've accepted this land of the bottom feeder mentality where we just think that this is what life is about, to go to work every day, and it's just insane. We are in a state of hypnosis because we've lost connectivity to our higher minds. Our metaphysical antennas are on all-time low, ladies and gentlemen, and no amount of, you can't be negative, or, just accept everything the way it is going to change that. No, the way that we change these things is through critical self-analysis and through action on a day-to-day basis to, for instance, bring our metaphysical antennas back up to their normal upright position. We need to stimulate not only our body, our mind, and spirit, we need to stimulate body, mind, spirit, the psychic, the causal, and the subtle layers of the human psyche. Most people right now are operating on body and mind. There's hardly any spirit involved, and there sure as heck isn't any causal, psychic, and subtle stimulation. The Kundalini exposes our body and our mind to spirit, and from there, spirit exposes us to the psychic, causal, and subtle layers of the human experience. I'm going to wrap this one up, you guys. I love you all. If you are interested in more information, please head over to my Patreon page and consider becoming a monthly member. I greatly appreciate your support. This is kind of a short video. I wanted to go longer, but it's cold and I want to go home and eat. So again, I love you guys, and peace be with you all.